right, so me know say Sowutuom is boiling. As I'm speaking to you now, Sowutuom, the national security military, together with also the Ghana police, so there's a lot of things which is really going on into social media currently, especially on Twitter. What is really trending number one, Sowutuom. So for those of you who don't know what is really happening in Sowutuom, you'll be breaking it down now. You will videos of whatever is also going on there, and also some of the things if you hear and even crass we can confirm on authority say will be akupim. There have been certain deaths which have been recorded in what is going on, and as the chaos across Sowutuom CCR. And we also learning say Medikal on wankasa na down for bako oye ohene ne ba no ya bonitu ekuno. I'm talking about AMG Medikal enyum tuniti any Medikal ba first so beti Sowutuom Jay-Z, Sowutuom gangster ane, because no or repini hood which is Sowutuom, and that was where he was. I mean Medikal no go school or dogo no. But then kamya ko na down for bako, so in all of these chaos ya bonitu ekuno. So the big question is what is going on. Now for starters, if we enter screen so what you are seeing on the screens now is Ghana trending. So you see a Ghana trend number one is Sowutuom. So the big question is Adiana Ekoso. So the head and tail of all of this happened to be a programmer. Omode share a year the 30th of August 2025, which is yesterday. But more parts of classes now Koswa Bepem ene, which is the 31st of August 2025. Now our program it's here for no year this flyer and two screens. So if you watch the program closely and I'll show the off a year screen so flyer or screen as well. Or say on Manjo General Divisional Council. So this is the programmer at this Antokwa we ebaye. Once again, the program needing your Omanjo General Divisional Council. And I want you to take note, says Antokwa we ekosu ekosu Sowutuom any Omanjo. Because apparently na him perform omu krumho and oma KCI just omu tutu eku omo ho sa. We'll be talking about this, but then we'll share a year flyer and so I see 20th Homowo 25th festival. So the whole issue had to do with the sprinkling of, if anything, quickly and akpokboy sana in crime for canon no any in crime form be ye if anything omo Homowo fashion na omo kwa I think say a week or so till if anything, because September 2nd or so and I be breaking the whole ban on music and loudness near the other into ombe breaky ban na omo kwa sprinkle quickly and akpokboy to family there. Then according to their tradition, sad no more spreading and idea no more spreading a food for the gods. So on fire then on sanctify the lands, and that is their tradition. Or more tradition no. Now a whole and a same way a copy. There's a video I share before I bet to us, and this video detail the sequence of events. Okay. And nam so asanema we in a buy. Now video I share. I want you to pay a very close attention, okay, to the beginning of sa video ni ebeshe, because obi kan sembi sa asem na okan ye no already now. So like if you listen to it you want to say no, these people the omo ye issues e wo ho, their issues, because oka say obi baby e be boni tuo in the 2 hours any to no e sha ase. Once again, you are live. It's obey the FN is saying or comment about. But then you could share this particular video involved. Your bar, your bet to us.
100 by 100 family. Yeah, you okay. You be a yes. We do a bar, we do a chicken for a total second car. One war. Total with the Yakasa, be dying. Kai would do a bar, we do a chicken for. So we have my Pema will fee. But we do a how by your bar. Or lie, let's see a total second car. One.
Sowutuom Homowo. Homowo Sowutuom.
Okay. It's here for video na share ye no. The beginning of the video, okay? Assembly won say na omo ko na omo ba no omo spread ye quickly na akpakoi no. You realize obi kan say ye na ya ba no. Utu a ento. where sekan enko na ojimi so ebebo otuo. So we believe that this was just the beginning of the fractions at Ekoso. Remember, I said program na yeka na asem no. Eye Omanjo General Divisional Council. Sa 20th Homowo Festival 2025. No sa fly another screens and the sense be nyina bae. Na ye nim de see ya ahemfofo mienu ye se Omanjo eni Sowutuom. Omo nkrofo edikosi eni a nkrofo beye 8 and so far we are learning said they are dead. Now, I will show some of the videos involved. Or videos are show no. Apparently, ye bobi mutu kuomo. Ubimu se na guy ba kuya boni tunti o so ni ye musa. But then the bleeding no. Ana se moja na enyino no. Na dia ye no ye den ya ye de obewu. So this particular video will show no detail the sequence of events. In fact, I didn't see the crowd no. Emma one more no more a year Sowutuom Omanjo ho no. They were very much afraid. Na omusuru. Because senad na ye no wan hwa na ye de utia e den akotwa so intin obia aye steady. Everyone was steady in the room until one more almost omoye mbema they don't fear police near there omo call ya ebi mo aye de amba yen ko hwe the video of etotutu e call so ebi mo efa mu we ye ba wo mo mebu no so ye wo mu pictures ye de nyina e den ebetu screens no so.
Man, I'm come see I'm sure I'm bullets and I'm done. We come see man. Man, I'm come see I'm sure I'm bullets and I'm done. We come see man.
In the video near share is just one part of the video. A bit more than say the second one so better so. Now second one here the better so no. And you ultimately a tune sound nankasa. Yes, you hear say you botu you couldn't call for. It been quite that why you boom to a muda hot sesabiu cramine ba. So in all of this, the question is a dear ben pa na air koso. And we are learning say all of this had to do with the issue of chieftaincy dispute. Ahemfofo yi ana ahemfo nketo omo eye Sowutuom hinene Omanjo ene yese omudi aye de esi ni ene ye teso ni ade nti obi be refer we say de ekoso odoma ene asantifo omuntem no ebi ena start si wo krotia no which is Omanjo ena Sowutuom. Now this particular video we share near ba ye de wo mo mebu no omu pictures ebe two screens go apparently no ohene no yeso Sowutuom hine ne ba be ma baako eka ho gidi na ekoso ya bonitu eku no ama yede ne call hospital one survive it. And we are learning that this guy too is very close to Medikal. Not that Medikal had something to do with it, but unfortunately, or a young guy, Medikal so a young guy, into any area boys. What you say, but unfortunately, it nature so. Young share this particular video involved. You better so.
If you don't know, you throw something, you regret. Hey, what do you mean? Throw it there, you see. If you throw something, I'll flush you, see. What do you mean? Hey, what do you mean? If you touch this commander, you will regret. Foolish man. Asa. Hey, Baba, we have enough. Baba, sit down. She, come. Hey, don't you have
Inti video now share you know papa na o kan kran no so show video ni youtube sa print no kutetuo and on also all bobi na bi musu bobi and even across the street the police for the omutia be pim and na all one guy be say or the second bibia na so try so baby bia sebiu obepo ni tu ekuro na far from that to be so ba no catch say on kan ho and na osan so towards the end of the video no mo bi order say the why na ye no ni ofe ehi ati asen kran kasa say the why na ye bra say ni din the Zach baba shi jane bra. And this whole sa ntokoye ekoso you know we are learning it has resulted in ebimu wo. It's if I went to screen see enko share the pictures of Homowo or say at least 4 people have been feared dead in a Manjo Homowo clash. At least 4 people have been feared dead and several others injured following a violent clash between the 2 rival groups of Amanjo near Sowutuom in Accra. The incident reportedly occurred after one group failed to follow his designated route during the Homowo sprinkling ceremony, sparking chaos. Eyewitnesses say the machetes, stones, and other W pawns because of W pawns, but who the American were used in the confrontation, leaving several in critical condition. Police have since been deployed to the area to restore calm and launch investigation into the cause of these whole issues and a clash. Into a chair say, fly near the 2 screen, no say Omanjo, boy sprinkling, no. Apparently, not Sowutuom for so the air your modie. Into a more chair says, a sprinkling of boy no more yeno. Ebimu, a friend say Omanjo no. On say obia won area Omanjo wo mu area Sowutuom mu area nti say wo sprinkle kpakpoy na quickly no na at the end of the day o de ma friend say gods no anase na nanom anase abosomfo yi omo say gods of the land nti say sprinkle of quickly ebi nie and omo ye. This is the actual video of that Homowo Sowutuom no nti omo sprinkle nti Omanjo for omo de Sowutuom for so omo de. But apparently, no one of the groups, na dream say, and I say by mistake or whether it was deliberate or not, or call Sowutuom, echo sprinkle. It is a Omanjo or some way dear Manja, or no sprinkle or Manjo win or call Sowutuom call sprinkle. I want a Sowutuom for no so cast a baby. Yan dear a banison abeba, ye mine so abe sprinkle. The same thing if it was vice versa to Sowutuom for so, Omuko sprinkle or Manjo for so in the NTS. Into sa 2 groups na ba ko say what by your sass so anasa what by your share so abeskin quickly ebra yes ye the same thing one fe ni dia amaye one fe ni dia amaye kru one fe ni dia ama the gods of our land and no san one you make us seem weak and no so in a way it is painting a picture say you own the place and you rule or run the place into one as our groups too you know omudi share into omudi share any dem na nsekan mbo eniamaniama kasae nti emu no na your friend say etuo so kasae a bebre efemu ene ehwere mo nkwa. Once again video now we share is an actual footage of what led to this particular confrontation. Now following all of these disputes ebimu afaso ayeden ahwere mo nkwa and one more mahwere mo nkwa no ba ko enie. So this guy no who the picture on the screen so he happened to be the chief's son. Yes Sowutuom hine ne ba ono enete Medikal chain, very young handsome guy. Unfortunately no emis almost sprinkle kpakpoy no okan groups ni bi okan Sowutuom group and almost sprinkle kpakpoy and as other group no so mo almost sprinkle ba almost share na se Sowutuom for na sprinkle kpakpoy no ekọ almost share kpakpoy ni se eduane no almost di gu form ahansa na nkran for ye no nkran ha se no nti enim bi okopie wine cruise so and obisco pay ni cruise so but then what we learned is about who cruise and my class about class ni mu no and your ball ba kutu nti the ball ni tuo no etuo na etoto ye no ba ko kan hene ne ba is on hene ne ba no and on the picture e was screens no so no it ono and I say on the medical den ete ho na say onya the baby ekọ now video ni ekọ share ye no you realize say ekọ share video bi sa video ni ekọ share na say obi te ho nipa na ote ho no seni aboni to amuje nyuno no onu nie. We will try and put that video once again on the screens for you to know exactly what is really going on. I think say we'll try for more amunche video no of Sarah Branti aboni to yen share that particular video. We want the last part no obi to onu nie yen share video imbra.
Man, I'm come see I'm sure I'm bullet and I'm done. I'm come see man.
Okay, so video ni share na branch any to on nie. He's dead because ya bow to a man wura yim atete on snow. Definitely there will be some few hours you gain consciousness, but ya bow to na atete on snow. Remember say e bi betima the account liver or kidney, or vital intestines and our organs. And aside from that, so no, your baby to they couldn't fast, and now the leading cause of death in terms of say a baby to no, loss of blood. It's more than you know, like the last minute the obit matina say me and you could obey me, but then the loss of blood together with the vital organs need be at in soon one survive it. Into a say if I do hospital and so there's another video almost no be wood aquarium. We are also learning says this particular same guy because obey ni sa prayer. It's ono and I can't wire boni too. Not just that too, there is also one guy also count. Always we are learning said these two happen to be part of the chiefs. Ye say chief son onunye another who's on medical etihon onunye say eya rewo sempa yi say odwen ho kra onti ase. And aside from that, many people also in this whole thing no believe say almost omako. And one other person too also occur in this whole confrontation Abranti I'll share the picture and who the picture on the screen. So show a very young man. A very young only a crowd. On this whole thing unfortunately, he is a victim. Emma Menoka say no when you're the baby call. So Sowutuom dear Menoka say no, if you are seeing Sowutuom trending on social media, this is the reason why Sowutuom is trending. And apparently in Kofobe 7 so far, and I see Homowo, and then we are learning say an investigation by the Ghana police has already commenced. An investigation by the Ghana police have already commenced. So they are looking into the issue to investigate. They are causing all of this. And it's so sad that these things happen. To me. Why? Because you see, that's so share idea or kunta idea. The kojani did boy team say obomi to enkume. And ma brunye bia. Also the baby crab by friend Starlink. Who the see o dying so I said this. Ubenya internet. Bruni is US omuko moon. They are planning to build something there. Yet tehani kon asasi we and ye kum for and 1800s amamre and ye kum and ye defend it. Leading to the loss of a year life of these innocent people these people, one of them could be the next president and the next Kwame Nkrumah of this particular country. Oshima a so sad. But then in all of this, no one more man show munkweni no Yankopon na S0n SH0T D3AD. Honestly, to me, if you ask me, it is a stupid death. Will be say ya ufunu was see a shiwu because udin kwasiasem. You've wasted life. Atias a man for a see or more badges or more drinks or maybe being or buy out the beto chacha in the name of what assassinate a him from some. I am so sad, and we just hope say at the end of the day, justice will prevail. Justice need me. It's not me. General catch say justice will prevail and ameboa. Justice will not prevail. Why? Because nipa no boat to no. Oko find a way huno. Oko find him pa and a way huno. As I say, this if anything, one of the most saddest issue I just say. Odrin Juan, ontiasie. All right. So, Menoka say, there's one other issue. So, I was saying, then you can't want some krum has say, this issue, Abranti Babe can ask him, he's trended, and he's been trending for the past a year. almost 2-3 weeks, all because of something that he's engaged in. Intuition screens, no, so this guy should be very familiar. Okay, Nipa ye can say me. He should be very familiar. Raf any. So this Raf, no, apparently last 3 weeks or so, or storming the Rich Hospital. Apparently, no, Nipa baku enya accident. Now I'm no call hospital. No, the doctors were not attending to patients. Neba hospital. No, quick enough. And you know. A sparky controversy, Emma say, boys are normally rough, and they started having a verbal confrontation with the doctors on scene. It be VH who say at the end of the day, and Tokana is so much intense. Emma, yes, next is be cry a boom. Subsequently, the police stormed the venue. Emma, Omutimi, Ed, Epushi, Ralph, and the others, and also the patient, no, they buy a shen and also no. At the end of the day, no, Omutimi shen Ed discharge, no. But then issues came afterwards. Amafobisa say. Ban is not right. Ralph, it mean right. Echo hospital, call yes, and make a video. And even aside from that, minister no call her the next day or so. No, minister no call chair Ralph. So there were big questions. Say a DNA and echo so. Subsequently, the nurse involved in the car said Ralph abonasum abono. The next day, no, na bandage abon sat left. The next day. Bandage na right. The next day, bandage ebon kon. Yeah, Ralph, Rich Hospital, and the Ghana Medical Authority together with Ministry of Health. Launch investigation. Omu say next ni involved no MPP ni, but not the investigation. Any investigation the MPP tag nearby. But yeah investigation. Omu said the lady has no bruises. Inti bono or siya bono. There's no evidence. I just say when you fractures be on the bone mu ana bibisa. Almost she was okay. Verbal confrontation because we'll be on a sound bottle. But then the next 3 days or so, no, so the next 3 weeks, 3 days after the whole committee, you know, we've seen another video who said Ralph as a stormy your friend is saying the premises of this same Rich Hospital, and I will share a preview of it on the screens. No, now or stormy ho no ni problem ni saying we don't know, but apparently in this particular video, no, you will see that as a Ralph, no. Wanted to go to now person or hospital premises so and because of the way ana near no as na ye the band be aton so Ralph oba hospital ho be ma no matter what and what some allowed them. Now some verbal confrontation it has caught the eye of many people on social media and they are asking say Ralph nankasa no to me ben cry ni di chair or the yes anima ya intimi enche no and go share this particular video by better.
He's not the one that did it. The guy is in a room. You're stopping him. He's not the one that did it. The guy can tell me.
Engage him. You know we have a very important meeting. Go.
Which very important meeting? I don't waste my time on. What did you do to him? What report did you get about him?
You will not
that
go
was yesterday.
I bet him. If you are a man, go and enter the emergency again.
But what did he do?
Look, I'm the administrator.
If he's a man,
you should go and enter the emergency again.
I'm recording it. I'm recording everything. Don't put your hands in my face. Don't put your hands in my face.
Leave the laws. 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 Don't do that, please.
I can tell you, put your hands in my face. Don't put your hands in my face. Are you stupid? Yes. And I did another one. I'm recording you.
You can do whatever you want to say.
I'm recording you.
Leave the laws. Leave the laws. Don't be walking the laws.
It's about yesterday. They're attacking us because of yesterday. The guy can attack me for no reason.
Calm down. Okay, calm down.
Obi, what did I? We didn't even say anything yesterday. You can't attack me today.
Some move behind himself. We only need Papa Oya. You get your go there. We're betting I'm trying to jump you on. Yes.
No, I just recording for
So that was at the another confrontation, of course. So, among food business, what at all is going on now? Never way, of course, we do say Ralph, the whole thing was still under investigation. But for him to go there the next day, and I say after the whole incident again, and this time around, as I call, you know, he seemed to be working with another person. So at the background, you could hear a lady's voice. A lady known as Sh00T, and also when Ralph was coming, you know, this particular person, there was a man I know didn't chair. The man happened to be a security. I know party said Ralph will be bad and is bad from entering the building, and he's not going to allow him to either go through the exit or the entrance. You know, aside from that, now Papa no so say they have no right to film within the parameters of the hospital. And I think so the man was saying this based on the fact, say, attack na course recently no enya NDA, and even far from that, so no, there's been issues ongoing. Okay, in terms of the whole rape thing. So if the whole thing is under investigation, RAF is not supposed to go there because you are being investigated because of an alleged assault. You actually muted out towards a nest. If it is true or not, you are under investigation. So you going there, you know, it all seems like a distortion. Say you are going to do something which is going to sway the investigators, or perhaps, you know, one more victims in your case. You know, you are going to distract them, or you are going to, you know, try to put fear in them, and that could derail the whole investigation. Nevertheless, you know, this is exactly what is really going on. Meanwhile, Kevin Taylor also has his own take about this issue. Yenkoti, his reasons and what he wants the health minister, Honorable Minta Kando, to do.
At least in a month, Muntaka, as the interior minister, you need to put out a statement. You need to go to parliament and insist that so obi kofa funu every mog the befia. There should be rules governing that. There should be rules. Muntaka Mubarak, as an interior minister and a Muslim, I don't expect to say, you want people to handle your cops like that. Until you should be reasonable enough to understand this is a public menace and that it needs to stop. And it goes to the president himself. This is something that has to be taken seriously. Because the way we are treating a funu organ and airtime, apart from its the hygienic part of it, you know, traditionally in our customs, in our tradition, that has never been part of our customs. We need to stop it quickly before it gets out of hand. In fact, it is out of hand. Let us get serious as a people. The nonsense in this country is too much. This goes to the interior minister. It goes to every single regional minister. Ochina, may every regional minister nimba be to be shown. So Mr. P, Mr. S, put all of them on one page, one flyer for me. Maybe I publish every regional minister, and I will send this message to you people. This must stop. This must stop. Thank you very much. My team this man can the chieftaincy minister. This is under you. It's under the minister of interior minister and all the regional ministers. The chieftaincy minister and the interior minister collaborate to stop this and stop this nonsense. It needs to stop. Now, yeah, sir, we are going to be on social media. Every time we do such videos, you know, we will try and find a bushia penina or this you need to be arrested and prosecuted. A law should be passed. Says so we bushia penini na oma ho kwan na wo this year ye did begina bedwam. Say ye be dano into ogina ho or wofufuo or your galamsey ni or a teacher ni na oma ho kwan na ye do this year begina public. Say ye the dano nti efunu ni ngina ho wo sa ebusua pe yo se chinikom not less than 20 years or so that jail. Because Sadia na we no yare na be spread no over 20,000 people and over would die. Enti se o commit sa crime na we busia pe na wudi sa eye nanim no also go jail. I am going to say this again. We are going to insist, and I'm going to be on the health minister, the interior minister, and also the chieftaincy minister. In fact, the chieftaincy minister, I don't need her or him. I need the health minister and the interior minister. The health minister and the interior minister. Today, I have seen the health minister working crazily, moving around the nation. He needs to sit down and let us know how we are going to solve this problem. This kind of yakofa funu free mortuary, yadabejina fie, yatame funu, yadefuna bejina ha, san nonsense must stop. This go to Mr. Akando, right? And Muntaka Mubarak. With all due respect to you, gentlemen, I don't want to come back again for people to say, Kevin is using some wrong words or harsh words at the minister or the health minister, the interior minister. I don't want to do that. And until the end, I'm respectfully telling you people, an action needs to be taken. And it goes all the way down to majority of you, the chiefs, or for this, I will tell Otum for say I don't blame him that much. Because with all due respect, Ekurabia Otum for does not know every single Ekurasi ye. At this point, I'm not going to blame Otumfuo for this, but at least I have announced it, so he knows this is what is going on. Mo ahemfo nketo na mo wo fom ho na mudi sa nkwase asem no odi kro ne ahemfo na mo hyehyehye mu kro so man kwase asem we koso no Otumfuo say tutu eye ahonafo hene. Me so far I've not seen this in the Volta region. I have not really seen this in the Greater Accra region. I have not really witnessed this in the Central region. I have not seen it in the Western region. Maybe one or two are happening in these regions I've mentioned. But majority of the regional, Sahel region, they will see by Ashanti region. Obi ko tenafunu ho na oni efunu akosa ni akohwe nsuo gu oni efunu ho na watena kan mu de abankran na yare na ode bae no ode aba be sign ko for one kran. Obi ko di san kwase asem no na akotena kan mu na ode aba Central region na yare na otifri sa efunu ho no ode aba Central region. So don't see this as just a joke. So who say nipa 200 egu funu ho na omu jimi wo funu ho na ebi mu dadare funu ho ebi mu num efunu nsuo ebi ne efunu sa menya wadwin se omo mo kuro mu onkwa na yare bebo omo because 90% omo mo be eyie no omo nyina wi omefo ka afiri kuro ni mu akọ 90% omo be eyie no 90% of them eyie ne ende a omo be sa fa ka e de akọ bebi obu firi baaye, meaning whatever they came yare omo be fa no omo they call different parts of the country, and we need to stop this. This is a menace. So I'm pleading with the National House of Chiefs, Oja Hoho, and I know you are a political president of the National House of Chiefs. I know we MPP need issue a statement. The National House of Chiefs issue a statement and tell every single chief to say they have to make sure such things do not happen in their community wherever their chiefs almost say coverage one, it should never happen. All right. Now, let me talk about this very.
All right. So, in the end of that, one issue and also a trendy in this particular country, in summer, Captain Smart, if you have been following our platform, the update be prayer Captain Smart, he was speaking against His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and according to him, Mahama's 88 months in governance, first 4 months in the year, but 8 months in the year. And according to him, as a baby obekubia or tnatrotromu or markets or program or or mosque, even on one NDC group cry or no. People have started complaining, say, now enough of the Mahama clean, debi. Things are not going on well. And according to him, Mahama has a good mentality. But unfortunately, there are people in John Dramani Mahama's government, they are running the government to the ground. And it's your blasted John Dramani Mahama said, see, Ghanaians need things. Ghanaians need you to bring down because and then no can say the price of fuel akosro. I think it's akosro 1st September China. Menu kase things are still hard. Rent is high. Dollar not conform, but then it's not really being felt in the pocket of people. So based on all of this, now Captain Smart SCDB, he is going to be the first person to deliver a wake-up call to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And as our wake-up call no deliver, it seems like Kevin Taylor is saying that there be ni pay ababem or buy bem 8 months ni. In 2 parts will be a sell man for 8 years. Mahama about betting the 1 year send Bibiana. They be let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Now, this not just saying so let's give Mahama the benefit of the doubt. He's also tackling Captain Smart. Say Captain Smart, Sebio, he's not really thinking. You can show the video of what Kevin Taylor edited to the Bible.
This is a country that was run down into the ditch, deep down. It means when I hear people make those statements, I'm straight. I'm going to say either you don't understand governance or you are just trying to be diabolic or you just need attention. That's how I see it. Because say unim be ana Ghana jina unim the desperation na eda Ghana so unim ye sika semsen na asay unim sibia na nyoma enkoye. We were all witnesses to the damage these people did. And you person which me say sa damage na Kufuor mo ye no 8 months we no damage ni nyina nyira. Sa the backlog of nurses over about 50,000 or omuja omugu fie 70,000 na omuja omugu fie no mo be say mo chem say 8 months no I was so nurse for nyanya adwuma mo be say mo chem say san kwasiade Kufuor mu jaye e ka omuja to ho no just 8 months no I was say a calling no me to say TUC for say they are going on strike. Why I was say abino your debt levels. The question here is the NDC government ba abemu no e ka say no de aka account nothing. But a car na da hono, can you use 8 months to solve those ekano? And we are talking about in penifo mo nyankwara. Into mo njai sa diabolic, basically childish kind of a argument, you know. Because those kind of arguments, you know, it will not change the course of the government. The government is delivering. The government is working. Me answer make criticize you, Obino. Me didn't can share what the person inherited. And whatever you inherited, if you have been able to correct or done even 50% of it, I don't have any room to criticize you. And I'm looking at this government, I'm looking back 8 months, baby ana Ghana yawano, this government has done about 90% of the job. So I'll be very unwise and stupid to sit here and tell Ghana for say, hey, 8 months ago, I didn't tell John Mahama and solve a Ghana problem. These people took over 8 years to destroy Ghana. And I'm not cutting a slack for the government. Senka abaning ye bibi and kamaka say, okay, abaning ye she. But the government, as we speak today, for about 2 years, they are doing some more Ghana. And hardly do you hear, so because of like to doom. This government, no matter what, fango boya ding, they are still keeping the fuel price down. So it is not where these people left it. The only way you can assess this government and say this government is doing poor is when you take the numbers the government before, MPP Jan or Hono. If the numbers they left, today the NDC is not able to bring the numbers down, then you can tell me this government is performing poor in 8 months. Because the government were to $17 cities, not dollar no, and then I'm 11. You can't tell me this government is not performing. So I buy way to petrol 15.
So this was exactly what Iniabema Kevin Taylor edited. I remember I said this was a response, and in response to a year Captain Smart rant Nibi Okase Mahama first 8 months this year go fu ehunso. For those of you who among share our video, no, what sparked all of this, no? Captain Smart, no kwa power party say MPs in penny for every MPs for cry complaining to him. Kukum. Yanko tie sa rant now. Odi tuja this anyama we nyina ebaye ye ba ye beto us.
I'm sorry, or inaugurate BB. And I'll catch on say, go out there as security men. Why ye? And when you hear ke, do keke. And I yes sir. And when you hear keke, do keke. When I'm the idea no, a two baby platform so. The way NDC for na kase what platform so see charm no. Obi ade papa ye MP catch him say Captain Swan e be keke where we go eat. Captain Smart e be keke where we go eat. I'm say hey adenesi yeah and it's from mama money now plus or minus. Any part to about 2 million. So when 2 million people decide to give you wahala, okay, wo. Ejuma employment, here. Peter Tiway, Ejuma kakre or Peter to na ketu do 5,000. When ba ne here, ne ma, ne mame, ne papa, ne wofase, ne cousin, ne auntie. Obi a sorry Captain Smart about odin odua TV. Ti pressure won so. Kobi sa atu. Atu ma me free mu na busuafo ina de o mani ko see de so. Eskafa wo mi na kra ha atu. Because they be a Captain Smart bo ndin. Eti atu ma me wu ya na o su bebrebe ni na no. Na nya se de ma me ewu no na ye ne yanko awo. Yes, na ye ne ya, but na ka cash. Because pressure won so. God, you can put that to me producer. No, I mean, watching a head. No, it's a branch away bank claim. But then about 2013, or by 2013, October. So, no, by July, no, July, no, by October. Peter, November, God in November, no sooner than I said December. The crowd don't have from your talk from your the quite one of pie, one of the common pie. Yes, I could start him on show. Timini solo. Yeah, quack or bumper, a quack go to job. Go there.
When I is science, when I is science and
Captain Smart.
And then we produce Ado. And we are not a person to the piano.
He is smart.
And then say we produce a kakra one the home. Obetuni be RAV4. Not the RAV4 na kwesi baby say me pay. No, I top BMW 5 Series. Because oh yeah, Juma, pressure wolf if you're going no,
He is smart. He is unique.
John, I am telling you today, Mopa Munjidi, Mopa Munyahe, present a beer we are simuha. Oh yeah, Juma party and this power.
He is smart. He is the best. Captain Smart is the king.
Present a beer new at all. Any baby any chroma ha Ghana ha if you come in chroma time basically they actually 39 times in 2 years. At all. Because of NDC. At all. But me NDC.
Captain Smart.
And then people say no. No. You know what I'm going to work a crapa.
So best side chick.
The truth of the matter is that they are material from where we did PMA and one I made that you were from home.
So best side
a Juma anyhow. And this phone and Casa Yamu party for now. Woman call Nakrana a year as a as a drama, 8 months back. Odinaka to say 8 months no extra. Because John Dramani Mahama Mayet here 2012 from January to August. Says a MPP Dana Done Bamian and then the court Bosman Watria. Kobetuma ye Niama Pa Bomu delay Amembunu Bosman Watri. What it means is that Asamna Jomama Kano will translate into a na. What it means is that Bosman Watri, it means the yard the papa. But Bosman Watri, apart from that dollar call from by 10 cities, they say 1044 no. What next? But oh, then you say, I buy way to be a funny name and see from same year. As I make a memoir, as one I can wash it. So I buy way to be a funny name and see from say, Bram. I'm paid you a man Mebuna. I am sure by 2029, the Ghana Armed Forces will take over this country.
He is smart. He is unique. He is the best. Captain Smart is the king.
In the Fourth Republic, he'll be the last John. John, me I don't know here. Me pewasem bruta. Me feel, John, me feel eura de Jacobo. Say me feel kufuano. Say me feel you. Me feel bruta. But Wafa John, kufuano yam papa. Oh yeah, me wafa. Let me tell you this. One for will now see from say ministers and one year. So ministers say who is working. Abrochire kwankwana ya omo de. Me make try won table. When tie me a eye wasam. Me na me kono. Peter and these ministers say abrochire kwankwana of the pay me wa ha, pay me me to kwai, pay me wa to kwai sa. Wait. Bibini au. As of one position of kondo abrochire. Me make no kura na kire wo. O pa time eye wasam. He gives you me mountain and Peter aban we wo hoyi. Enipa mienu pe na eye adwuma wo. Joma ha na kasa ni Julius Debra asa. In a government of sister ministers, 200 and over 260 MMDCs, only 2 people are working. It's only John Mahama himself and Julius Debra. Asa, nobody is doing anything.
He is smart. He is unique.
Come and sit here and tell me you are doing something.
Captain Smart.
8 solid months. And when the Kasemi JB or Shemenim Dima, Then I drink and say, in communication, there will be a silent communication. Non-verbal communication. Silent friend. Non-verbal communication. We share the paradigm. The way we rolling the knee. The way we the moment or two. Me catch you say. Say, in few more trick. A cab makufa do Akwatia say. But so many more trick. Abba. Meboa. Ministry sir, a wo nyina. Ministry ben no who say. Apart from John Mahama na ankasa. Minister we di bibia beto abonte a. Can I hear discuss it? Peter Biway. Anyway. Police are video be man. Anything. Let me check Ghana for the just look for any video. Say I'm no say. Woman, a titium. And maybe not a dear Chenbe, Sabi, Yamia Dum, Media General Dauruma. Yeah, Juma Pusu, but woman Kasa, a temu, and one by the Juma, people, the youth, they have started agitating employment and national security matter. So, on my way, maybe you don't know. I hear funny people say, a John Ghana and Kofoda lazy and Kofoda ya quadro, but and then Mammy wouldn't free bunkum and Kofoda lazy and Kofoda ya quadro, but and then bunkum image any fancy. Mammy sounded very real this morning. What if the ATR Galam say? It will be extremely difficult for any government to fight. Let there be a Minister of Lands and Natural Resources. Want to be fighting Galam saying this, sir. A Juma, anyhow. Galam saying that over 2 billion people they are involved in Galamsey direct. Over 2 million. And yet 2 million. Let's say over 2 billion. Enipa over 2 million. And they are involved in Galamsey. Galamsey value is $17.5 billion. Maybe you don't know. And Peter, the whole Ghana Galamsey in Ano, chief campaigns no more 5 for pet. Nipa 5 for pet. And air control Galamsey. Oh, Krumha, you don't know. As a white coin for first and 9. So we need catch just 5 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last year, I catch on me and sat easily go. Bakotia Chimota. Never cook Masi. We are 5. Easily go Hanipa 3. Achimota 1. Kumase 1. Galamsey value no $17.5 billion. Upa GD Upa Jai.
When you know science and Tim's
because they say nipa over 2 million. Now every day, Obianya 100 cities, baby.
Captain Smart, the king of morning shows.
Yeah, 100 cities. Just 100 cities. Times 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so Minuka say, the Bank of Ghana is facing one of the huge turning points in this particular administration. Beginning of the year, I think from May, June, the dollar subsequently and has substantially dropped from 16 cedis to almost 10 Ghana cedis. And it was a testament to some of the implementations at this particular government together with the Ministry of Finance and even the Mahama administration. But then Minuka saying the same dollar, equal 10 cedis, no, equal 12 cedis. In fact, on the market, for more if you want to buy $1, you can even get it for as much as 13.5 or 14 cedis. And the dollar itself, no, currently, no kasano, the real say year transaction be the peg figure 11 cedi 75 pesos, which is projected to hit 12 cedi maybe within the first 2 weeks of September. In aid of this, the Bank of Ghana, people are questioning the Bank of Ghana, say interventions and implementations are more how strong was it? Because IMF and also the World Bank came out with a concern, said your economic fiscal positions and some of your implementations are more it is really yielding good results, and I say you're good. But then we believe, say, Monsa would share the forex markets, the forex market to be do with the exchange dollar CD rate. So now manipulating no. You guys are making your currency unattractive. Even though the CD have gained grounds compared to the dollar, no, they're more an artificial manipulation of your currency on the markets. And no, IMF are warning, World Bank are warning, and I come here say, because one person commented on social media say, even if the Bank of Ghana have, if anything, put 44 billion or so for the CD to be strong, the question is for how long will they continue to pump money in it? And no, I mean, no, cast the dollar, Akobe 12 cedis. The Bank of Ghana governor, on also Ababeka, yes, that's the true value of the Ghana cedi. See, maybe a true value, but then they put interventions. But won't say as time goes on, the gold price and things, which I'm forecast there be. All this thing was a facade. It was a show. And I see a show in Adriego. You can see what the Bank of Ghana, your governor, or the Tudra, you buy a better trust, because we know there's a lot of questions and people are questioning and say, okay, does it mean, say, if you hedge your money and I say, oh, bet say on the whole CD thing, some man forecast say you fake, I'm saying you fake. Does it mean, say, no, we are going back to the old time, the CD will have that same value? You can see in same way, you buy a better trust.
And so it's just natural to begin to see pressure build up on the currency just because of the sharp appreciation that occurred. So for us, what you see out there as pressure is just a cash flow, a short-term cash flow problem. The macroeconomic fundamentals are very strong. As at the end of June, you saw all the numbers, growth is strong. The external sector is very much viable. The current account is very strong. You've seen the surplus. You've seen the trade account. The balance of payment is as strong, strongest than ever before.
So here is the Bank of Ghana governor, our patcher said, using the same phrase as Dr. Baumia, the macroeconomic indicators. Even though see the neck from no and tisa no as a yama as a sam, but then he often be the true value of the city, which will not go and I'm forecast massa. Currency being in it me 10 cities. After they within 2 months, a son come back to 16 cities, which means the Amoya, it was a show. It was a show. It was a show, because for a currency to be respected, it needs to be sustained until 12 cedi or say 12 cedi for a longer time, like a year or 20 years. Say, our economy, and as our currency is strong enough for us to hedge money and for us to believe in it. But at the end of the day, if the currency is always going down, in economic way, fluctuating, a cost performer, which means mechanisms are more and my currency here is strong. It's just a short thing, and those things will not work in the long run. Regardless, and them no casino, some youth, aggrieved youth, almost move with my NDC. They are saying, no, things are not going on well. Why? Because my foreseer, my name, but then it is affecting them negatively. You could see some Sowutuom by better us.
Hi, your mama. Galaman pay your mama, wouldn't make Casano. Urguna Casano. They were terrible. What do we say, Nanjano? We are very careful. Sure, last year that I bought many Akufa Tesoro. They talk about 10 million, bees 30 million. Sowutuom abro 100 basa. Tata, we put 1 billion. And that. Sowutuom abro 10 basa. As 100 million. Motor quantimento. Motor crown entimento. I didn't know where, sir. Hey, you no go in dough. The go bag, Utuom say, Utuom 60 million. Abro bag of 4 million. amona one bag 5 million. Difference between the room. Tata Edwa 4 million. Utu a bro bag so 3 million and you not tata. It's a video where we car. You're very careful. You know she can't do. Fisa with German pay, Fisa through Bolly, assembly mine. Ube DC, Ube MP, Ube Minister. One more scout than small with that. Question me beside. And the master, you're very careful. You're never know what it is. No, so when you go back there, bros, bosswa, moto, cheso. Some moto you want 80 million, Fabra 70 million, Abobo ya, Fabra 120 million, and the other will need problem. That I was 2 billion, no, Fabra 500 million. 2 column no, 1 column now, 1.6 billion no, Fabra 500 million, and you took a 100 bata or 400 million of Kojo Tata. Nanda, who took Okota Bra, Okota Tata, 1 billion. I did a more than about 300 bars. Nessa, we know. First, no Naka, who took a 100 bar the pair, 1 billion. And then for 1 billion now, I bet this over here. And that condemn 50 city. Now I think about 40 city, 30 city, and 20 city. What you cry? No, Mukawa, not parliament. Yeah. Ghana never come with you. Ghana over 2 Ghana, never put you. So we're very careful. Be careful. Now, here, there are 2 bow me and now for a year over to Chile. Yeah, you're through. Uba no kabija 30 million jalo hwa abro 10 million jalo hwa na mom no kom nyama no no ni kwazo tiso se say okay what abro so what be so moto no what so ana dabi tata what so ana dabi e kai do 4 million what so ana dabi ente yan fa ya no mom na ayi wura na aso ye kwa ala le upate fa ya to bong mom na e fa ndo sa so no. You're very careful. Manya start there about 2 home no obeni bini.
Okay, so Sabra Minoka say, we are still on this particular live, but then let's head straight to Akwatia. Yes, let us head straight to Akwatia because there's something which is really going on at Akwatia. It is one of the things that we'll see in very soon, in a day or two. Like I say, in 72 hours, we should be having a by-election at Akwatia. Minoka say, Siana Po Ewa Akwatia, Briny Champon Ewa Akwatia, Baumia Ewa Akwatia. Professor Yao Educhum Akwatia. We are also learning that King Japan is even heading to Akwatia. It is all in the wake of this particular by-elections. Among for believers, if MPP is able to secure this seat, it is going to change the whole trajectory of the game. But then experts, because there's a video involved, you see, the people of Akwatia, it may be Akwatia can say a tipping point and then NDC MPP. But then the people of Akwatia, no. The Omopesisia as a people, a development. Now, MPP may be poised to actually be the people meeting my the alpha development Akwatia. Knowing said the immediate past MP, which is Nesia Kumi or MPPD, but then they are in the internal conflict within the New Patriotic Party. They are not in a position to actually make Akwatia a better place and now to even deserve to lead Akwatia and have the seats of Akwatia. This came after a year no information a year global info analytics so air party say MPP was initially winning the whole Akwatia race until internal divisions. Now the internal divisions and yet just it's not about the presidential race King Japan by me and co. It is within NSA Kumi ewu ye no nipa na na yesi ombedi na ade no and as nipa a omo ye prime no win ye no ebi mu party say undeserve it onye popular. And aside from that, to NDC candidate no wo ho no so no Akwatia fu hu say no sisi an obi a age national cake inti ye vote MPP ye vote ma MPP no mo ba mu a e kam Akwatia Akwatia no ye koyechi yesu ye pe development bi yesu ye pe schools ni bi yesu ye kam minister na Akwatia MP vice deputy minister na minister kra na e hye kro ne niunya because Akwatia nkasa no omunya MP bi ofi krom ho no na Professor Jampo edin sem bi aba betu ja say MPP should stop focusing on Akwatia. Yes, if there's any focus, MPP should not focus on Akwatia. Why? Because internal politics, any conflict about MPP mono, that is what is tearing the party apart. Because in Bible cracker say, "Untimi enye den." So we need fra, untimi nche inifra for inifra ni for ekwan. So MPP right now must actually position itself. So okay, yeah, solve your internal issues both outside and internally and also external. If we are near start to see a dream other but you do that position now. Near start to say a dream these kind of things. Pa dia ye pe power na say pe say nya Akwatia. Akwatia and the moko soba for my one shot. Munya kra muntimi enyeshi. Inkuti Professor Jampo.
If MPP wins the seat, it would not do anything much to their numbers. If NDC wins, MPP's predicament in Parliament will remain the same. And so rather than focusing so much on this election, let them focus on how they will rebuild themselves. The current executives leading the party, they are part of the problem. And unfortunately, they are being allowed to shepherd whatever rebuilding process that they have in a manner that perpetuates their own interests. And I'm telling them that unless the MPP undertake a very drastic rebuilding process, it would be difficult for them. Their chances in future elections will still remain bleak. And so it is important that they are made to know some of these things. I'm a Democrat. I believe in multipartyism. And so you need a credible opposition that is well prepared, not an opposition that suffers threats of disintegration. Look at the letter that they wrote forgiving those who have left the party. And I said, are they serious? They left on their own volition, and then you had to write a letter to say, okay, if you have done X, Y, Z, then we are sacking you. And if you want to bring them on board, look at the way they wrote it. I've heard some of them telling them that we even left when you were in power, not when, now that you are in opposition, what do we need you for? And so it is important that the elderly in the party are brought on the fore to ensure that there is a genuine reorganization, genuine reconciliation. President Kufuor, who first initiated Ghana's Truth and Reconciliation Commission, okay, to heal us. I think he must be allowed to play. Recently, I heard that there are some decisions that were taken in the party and he was never consulted. I think he must be brought to the fore to help the party to rebuild itself so that we can have a credible opposition. Otherwise, they think they are doing something. They are risking disintegration because remember that recently that they went to pick their nomination forms. I've heard one of the leading contenders saying that the very things that they did to skew the processes in favor of one of the aspirants, they are doing that. If these things are festering now, you should note that once they also know that they have the following, if it doesn't go their way, if they don't see the processes as level and fair, they would also want to break up. And that is what I mean by the party risking disintegration if they don't do things well.
It's a Kumewu, right? MP no free mono. NDC for young Kosaba election. Was it Kuma? What's the name? Ejuso. Yes. Ejuso. John Kuma. Say young Kosaba election. And another one, Basoa. Yeah, that one. JB Dankwa. And also Ebuaf Kwanot. And also NDC. Young contested that election. Beboa. So these are things that we do. But party no if he say baby a yedro no. Akwatia for ehia mpuntu. You see, ordinarily, enkade na NDC ye hwehwe eye seat ne pemra hye bedwemu ana sesan ye wo more than 2/3 majority wo mra hye bedwemu enti MPP fo abaye insignificant micro minority their exit from parliament, walk out from parliament means absolutely nothing to the development of this country. And that is what it is. I mean, that is the reality. Here, we don't need that. But you see, one was said, dear, abofra ni papa tiase no, any a friend or heneba. Me no ka say resources a waga na no NDC, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic of Ghana, and the Reswa. Se biko beko baby ebi nko baby ejina ye ne so. Akwatia for here development. Omo here competent personnel obesi wa name awo mrahye bedwem ni wetimi company fo ho akopre bibre abre won awo Akwatia. Ya nanka ye akoto general election. Ya ye ni modi obewi ni presidency ya. Eno no ye normal. Ye nyina akoto agum de obewi ni no. Ni we ni bakwa bana sese ye ho bebi ensuo da. Ye ho bebi ensuo tini da. Enti we na no akosa ensuo bebi ensuo nda. Eni nti no Akwatiafo si yo yate. Sese no Ghana fo nyina bom edi tumi kakraka di ama NDC. Yansu Akwatia no ehia epuntuo eninti ye fa NDC ni akosi ya name ni wetimi ani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama dinsa woso ni wetimi atwe bibi papa bra yan eninti no we no Akwatia mpuntuo Akwatia nkanko ani enyuma pa sese ba Akwatia di okuta tumi no ye pese ye pedi one ne nantie ne bo se de be ya yensa beke bie eni ntine se ka seat nko ade senke ye wo bebre o senka seat ye we se bi ye ka se be sesa constitution Ghana akra be sesa nanso nya no ne ye hwehwe ye ka se Akwatiafo hia mpuntu eni nti ye po obi a tumi no kuta no ye po obi a wo betimi se nipa na ye adwuma ene be bonko si atafre
enti with that
wetimi akope be bia bere yan
with that
no
ombenya parliamentary candidate and I say omo part parliamentary candidate and I say parliamentarian no e free mu party no mpuntujuma anko
nukure wo me ne se mpuntujuma de ekoba bia wo Ghana nanso kwabena woni mpefe me no I'm a realist I don't with the greatest of respect I don't beat about the bush the wo na meka no kretro do e won ni so nim say parliament politics e wo Ghana ha no se de onka ho a won hye na me ani bebre sa ma o me ni sa o sa na Ghana ye tie se de bi beba ye besesa general development ye say wo ba bia but ye po bi obetimi si mo na metimi akojo ma His Excellency ebetimi akọ Minister of Finance ho atofose ho ebetimi akọ Minister of Works and Housing ho mia menua ho betimi agei ho betimi akọ Land and Natural Resource Minister ho mia menua kofi ho said ya me bo kofi di ya me ne tie obaka na me ne kofi ti ho di ya obaka say bia ya wu kofi andra na ewu mi anopai ya po obi a bibia obetimi ni wo mo aye adwuma betimi ani wo ma akasa dinsa wo so na biribi akoso awo dia yeti a ye kan Akwatiafo nim saa no kure no esene me ne wo Akwatiafo nim se he
Okay, so this is the argument NDC for make say okay, yeah, call elections Akwatia. But elections now yeah call Akwatia and yes we are being insensitive because Akwatia for omelusu MPP near or represent Akwatia omelusu sa MP no. na yɛhwɛ sɛ yɛn nkurɔfoɔ ewu wɔ helicopter crash ma chinchina yɛsi yɛpɛ. But then the argument of NDC in this whole issue is that see, Akwatia for they need developments in the country. So saying say let's hand Akwatia to them over a silver platter sano. Omukro mo ye ne sa na omoni Akwatia for the ending ye. Now, one of the arguments are just almost making it say and yes, ABM are insensitive. They just want to make sure the development be call, and they believe say NDC ni enya seats now. There can be various changes. Various developmental changes. Ebeba acronym in terms of rules, development. So at the end of the day, that is exactly what is really going on among for Bibre say insensitivity thing now MPP4 can it is not really working. They just want MPP4 just want development, NDC4 want development in that particular constituency. So that is exactly what is really going on. So you can also drop your comment and Sunny be moving on to the next 10 because we know can say there is a lot of if anything bars on this whole issue very soon. I know can say social media there are videos of heavy military presence storming Akwatia to kind of fight all of these issues. Actually, I said there's heavy military presence at airports to fight all of these issues. To make sure say this particular by-elections at airports they'll fight any insurrection. I say any gidi and basa yeah so that is the whole thing at airports Akwatia current. So that is exactly what is really going on. I just say it's one of the big issues. Concerning all of this issue because it's very important. Say you on this particular issue at airports.
It's a Kumewu, right? MP no free mono. NDC for young Kosa by election. Was it Kuma? What's the name? Ejuso. Yes. Ejuso. John Kuma. Say young Kosa by election. And another one, Basoa.
Another Basoa.
Yeah, that one. JB Dankwa. And also Ebuaf Kwanot. And also NDC. Young contested that election. So these are things that we do. But party no if he said baby a yedro Akwatia for a here mpuntu. You see, ordinarily and Kadian the NDC here. A seat near Pemra Shebedrimu and as I you were more than 2/3 majority of Marashebe. And the MPP for by insignificant micro minority. Their exit from parliament, walk out from parliament, means absolutely nothing to the development of this country. And that is what it is. I mean, that is the reality. In Tinkadian Pani here, we don't need that. But you see, one was said, dear, abofra ni papa tiase no, any a friend or heneba. Me no ka say resources a waga na no NDC, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic of Ghana, any a reswa. Se biko beko baby ebi nko baby ejina yene yaso. Akwatia for here development, omo here competent personal obesi wa name awo mrahye bedwam ni wetimi company fo ho akopre bibre abre won awo Akwatia. Ya nanka ye akoto general election. Ya ni modi obewi ni presidency ya. Eno no ye normal. Ye nyina akoto agum de obewi ni no. Ni we ni bakwa bana sese ye ho bebi ensuo da. Ye ho bebi ensuo tini da. Enti we na no akosa ensuo bebi ensuo nda. Eni nti no Akwatia fosi yo yate sese no Ghana fo nyina bom edi tumi kakraka di ama NDC yansu Akwatia no ehia epuntuo eninti ye fa NDC ni akosi ya name ni wetimi ani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama dinsa woso ni wetimi atwe bibi papa bra yan eninti no we no Akwatia mpuntuo Akwatia nkanko eni enyuma pa sese ba Akwatia di okuta tumi no ye pese ye pedi one ne nante ne ne bo said ye beya ye nsa beke bie ene ntine se ka seat nko a de sanke ye wo bebre o sanka seat ye we sabi ye kase ye besesa constitution Ghana akra ye besesa nanso nya no ne ye hwehwe ye ka se akwetiafo hia mpuntu ene nti ye po obi a tumi no kuta no ye po obi a wo betimi se nipa na ye adwuma ene be bonko si atafre
enti with that
wetimi akope be abere yan
with that ombenya parliamentary candidate and I say omo part parliamentary candidate and I say parliamentarian no e free mu party no mpuntudwuma anko
nukure wo me ne se mpuntudwuma de ko ba bia wo Ghana nanso kwabena woni mpefe aho me no I'm a realist. Oh, I don't, with the greatest of respect, I don't beat about the bush. Dear war na meka. No kretro do war ni so nim say parliament politics e wo Ghana ha no. Se dear onka ho a won hye na me ani bebre sa ma o me ni sa o. Sa na Ghana ye tie se debi beba ye besesa general development ye say wo baabia but ye po obi obetimi simu na metimi akojo ma ho his excellency ebetimi akọ minister of finance or atufo.
Let's move on to the last issue of the day. This whole issue about the name change of Ghana Arrival Hall as a fi eye udukutuka na se ufi abrichi na se bibia oman hudu bia na ufi ubidukutuka na upia. What you see is Akwaba. Now Akwaba no and crime for be a raise petition by say the whole Akwaba thing no it doesn't sit well with them because I can't word. And they've been on a Ghana soil, no, they don't want to use that word, a friend is Akwaba. They want to use the Ghana word for welcome, which is Obake. Now, because of that, so amount for Bibre, I shall move 2 cents on it. And now, I know, Paul Adomache has also weighed in on this particular name change. Or also, all 2 cents. Remember, I said Paul Adomache happened to work, was recently an appointee at the Ghana Airports Limited. I just said, Hunsen Bibre, Emma Nukupi Mo, Yuko. Yenko Tie in some on how Paul Adomache actually dissected this issue and how he even gave his 2 cents about this particular issue.
And put it on. So Garmanche says, or people around him says, I don't know whether it came from him or it came from his secretariat. They are concerned that when you come to Accra, the capital city of Ghana, and you arrive from the airport or go to any important place, the welcome that hits you is always Akwaba, which is a can. And he's concerned that Akwaba, you can do Akwaba at the Kumasi Prempeh the First Airport, you can do Akwaba at the Sunyani Airport, you can do Akwaba at Domahini's Palace sometime, and you cannot do Akwaba in Accra where there are guns. It's generated a bit of conversation. People think that it's unnecessary. People think it's important that he puts his foot down. People think that the people in Accra are being taken for granted, even though this is their land. I saw a Facebook post that was also delineating the statistical data on how many people are in Accra who are Dagbanis, how many people are in Accra who are Bonus, how many people are in Accra who are Kans, etc., etc. All that is a matter of data and statistics. But this is an anthropological conversation, and it's sociology. The people of Accra are concerned, the Garmanche is concerned that you can't come to Accra and then be calling yourself, be indicating account things. So as we were going through the document, I saw this very, 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 very important article by Kweku Azar, our friend in America. Chief, how are you? Okay, his photograph came by the wind. Yeah, Chief, how are you? Good evening. You and I don't agree on many things, but this one, I think I agree. Do I agree? I think it's just important. It's food for thought. I do not necessarily agree or disagree with him, but it's important food for thought. And it shows some thinking went through it. Let's read what he wrote. Okay, so this is what he said. He said on social media, Facebook it was, that we have certain words or terms that have been nationalized. They are so deeply embedded in everyday life that they transcend ethnic, regional, or even linguistic boundaries. These words cut across tribes and tongues. No matter where you go in the country, people understand them. They have crossed into popular consciousness, everyday conversation, and even national identity. Let's not fight these words. Let's embrace them as part of our shared national identity. I like his preamble. The preamble that he sets out is very important. And so in the following paragraphs, he's going to explain and defend the preamble that he has placed on this thing. Let's look at it now. Okay. He says, and he's inviting other people to also write their own words. You know that I'm in a research with some people. We are trying to show, and maybe in this month of Homowo, we'll bring it up. We're trying to show words in Ga and Tree, Akan Tree, that are used for the same thing. They mean the same thing. Akan and Tree. Utirinkwan is used by the Gans to welcome a baby. Is used by the Akans to welcome a baby. Is the same word. Utirinkwan and the same. It means the same thing. And there are many of those words that we are putting together. But here's another example of what Kweku Azar talks about. It's interesting. He says, my top 10 national words. So he calls them national words. He says that these words should not be seen in the context of a language connected to a tribe. It should not be seen in the context of a tribal expression. It should be looked at as a national word. It has come to gain national acceptability, irrespective of the language from which it derives. You know, so let's look at it. Akwaba is an Akan word that means welcome. Ghana's calling card to the world. It's Akwaba, it's Akan. Ayeko, he says, is Ghana. It says, well done. Congratulations. The universal praise word. Chale, he says, is Ghana. It means buddy, my friend. Probably the most popular Ghanaian slang word globally is Chale, and is Ghana. It's used by everyone. Trotro, I didn't know Trotro was Ghana. I didn't know that. Trotro is Ghana and is used as a minibus transport, the great leveler. All of us have a Trotro story. So you go to Kumasi, they say, make a fat Trotro. You go to Cape Coast, they say, Efa Trotro. You go to Nzima, they say Trotro. You go to Volta region in Jalukopa, they say Trotro. You go to Gumprugu Yoyo, it's Trotro. But Trotro is actually a Ghana word. Very interesting. So Trotro is Ghana, is used by everyone. Cocoa is Akan, is used for porridge, a breakfast staple across the regions. So cocoa is Akan. In Ghana, they say cocoa, mia cocoa. You go to Mole Dagbani, is cocoa, Awusa cocoa, Mori cocoa, all of that. Cocoa is Akan, but it's used by everyone. National word. Very interesting. There are a few more. Obroni is Akan. Foreigner, especially white person, from playful tease to everybody, everyday descriptor, and for whatever reasons, always Kwesi. So they say Kwesi Bruni. I don't know whether the Gans say Bruni. I'm not sure how they say it. I've not heard it many times, but yes, Bruni is universal. Doomso is Akan, on and off power outage, sadly nationalized by shared experience. So they say Doomso. I'm a fair Doomso, eh? Doomso Ebabi. Doomso is Akan, but the Gans use it. The same way that Akans also use the Trotro. And then you have another one, Akweteshi. Akweteshi is Ghana. Akweteshi has a political connotation, so I know it's Ghana. Akweteshi is broken into Oba Akweteshi, Noba Nufio. And where does Akweteshi come from? Akweteshi comes from the ban imposed by the colonial authority in Ghana because they were banning the local gin. And then they wanted to introduce their Campari and red label and black label, which is far more expensive and perhaps presented as superior to the Akweteshi, until Kasapreko came back and redid our Akweteshi, recalibrated Akweteshi and made it into a hip drink. Akweteshi was thought to be for people of low level, you know, those of us foot soldiers. The Akweteshi was for us, and then the Campari is for the other people, you know, that kind of thing. So Akweteshi is Ghana. It sounds a bit away if you look at it, but it's Ghana. Because it's in those days when it was banned, when you want to take Akweteshi, it is a banned substance. So they'll take you to court, at the colonial court, and perhaps they will imprison you. So you drink it in secret. You know, you take the Akweteshi in secret. So Oba Akweteshi, Oba Nufio. So Akweteshi is to bend. That's why I'm doing that. So you bend a little bit, you take the drink, and then you sip a little bit, you beat your chest, and then you move on. Oba Akweteshi. So that's Akweteshi. It's a Ghana word, local gin, loved, feared, and forever cognac, as they say. So you go to Kumasi today, and you go to Pankrono Estates. Mama Akweteshi, you don't know why, but Akweteshi is Ghana. Okay, all right. Shinkafa is Hausa for rice. He says, I don't know that. That's not too common, isn't it? Shinkafa is Hausa for rice, the everyday grain that feeds the nation. And then Jigodi is Ewe, and it means patience. So you go to Makola market, two people are fighting, hey, Charlie, but Jigodi more. Jigodi feel. Jigodi is Ewe, but Ghana people use it too. I thought because I talked about Akwatia, you see I'm coughing. Sorry. It's 17 minutes to the top of the hour at 3 o'clock. What did I say? All right. So Kwegu Azad, this is a beautiful article. I have to congratulate you for this. I think that he's doing very well. This is good. This really feeds into our social thinking and makes us think about what we are doing. Really, really good. He didn't come out to criticize the Gamanche or to support him, but he presents a very beautiful thesis about all of these things. Chief, this one salute, one salute. Add me to GoGo. I want to be the general secretary of GoGo. He has a political party called GoGo, and he's advocating that they should cancel their citizenship so that he can come and run for parliament for Ladadeko Tupon, and maybe we'll vote for him. We don't know whether we'll vote for him.